a British national who made India her home more than a decade ago when she had come here to set up operations of Barclays Bank and ended up leading a team of 15,000 employees. Philippa Mathewson represented UK in horse riding when in her teens. She has travelled to over 30 countries in her career span of 40 years. A renowned speaker and an employee management coach, Philippa is the leader which we so proudly present to you today.
You have an experience of over 30 years, traveled around the world to over 30 countries. You are holding one of the most senior positions in Barclays Bank, training 15,000 people. You revived a non-performing unit in a company like Thomas Cook and brought it to glory. What kind of degree should you be holding? What kind of education should you be having to become something like that? Well, viewers, it's my pleasure to introduce you to Philippa Mathewson, who studied in the University of Life, and believe me, she has no degree but the degree of life. And what she brings to a company is the flavor of heart that you need to show for each other. Thank you so much, Philippa, for being on this show. How did you manage to do all this without a degree? I really want to know, and I'm sure even our viewers, even you want to know that. Philippa, the stage is yours.
Well, Sudarshan, first and foremost, thank you so much for having me on your show. I'm absolutely delighted and so excited to be here with you and all our viewers today. Well, it's to cut a long story short, because it is a long story. I've been around a lot of years, as you know. I started off wanting to be a riding instructor. I always had horses and ponies when I was younger.
Oh, horse riding?
Yeah, and
wow.
I wanted to be a riding instructor, but Mum and Dad were really, really supportive of me. However, they asked me to get a career behind me first. So I went off to college to study just shorthand, typing, the kind of thing you do to be a temp, yeah?
Yeah.
I managed to land a job in a travel agency,
Okay.
literally just making tea, coffee, admin, basic duties.
So you mean to say that you started as someone who would help the office infrastructure by just helping make some tea and all, and from there
Absolutely.
you have come out to lead 15,000 people in your last job at Barclays.
Absolutely,
My
absolutely.
God, that is simply outstanding. I want to know
Thank you.
more about it.
Thank you. And it's because I think it's all about the fire and the desire inside you. I know in India it's very different. Education is looked at very differently than it is in the West.
Yeah, and actually, you know, this is why we're really happy that you're on the show here today, because in India, there is so much of potential in this country, and sometimes I feel degrees just kill it.
Sudarshan, don't get me started on that. Seriously. I used to, when I worked at my previous organisation, I used to drive recruitment team mad, because I used to say I don't want anything on any of the job adverts because around degrees or anything like that, because I didn't have a degree. So how could I ask people who were working for me to have a degree?
So how did you work your way up the ladder? I mean, I think it's the dynamics of the society are very different in that part of the world and then here. And I think you came to India in 2006, if I'm not wrong?
Yeah, I did. It was a long journey. So I've basically had kind of 3 careers, if you like.
Okay.
I worked for about 24, 25 years in the travel industry. Loved it with all my heart. Traveling is my passion, as you know, and I've still got about 30 odd countries on my bucket list to visit. But because of what happened with 9/11 all those years ago, the travel industry took a really hard hit. My role was made redundant 3 times in a space of 3 years.
Oh my
so
God.
I decided to change direction, and I joined the finance industry, and that's when I actually joined the bank, and the transferable skill being running contact centres. So I went from running like 1,000-seat contact centres in travel to similar type thing in the bank.
So how did India happen in all this thing? Because, you know,
Well,
people from here want to go out and work and make the millions, and here we have one person who is in love with the country so much, doesn't want to leave India. And you, I mean, in our discussions, I came to know what a passionate person you are about my own motherland, my nation, India. So it's...
Well, I think I must have been born Indian in a previous life, Sudarshan. I came over to here, I spent a couple of years working for the bank in 2004, 2005, and I heard about this little project where they were going to transfer some roles to India. There wasn't anybody at my level to come onto that project. So what I did was I found out who the project manager was, I gave them a call and basically blagged my way on to coming out to India.
Wow.
That 3-month assignment turned into 6 months, that turned into a year, that turned into 18 months. And I just, by that time, I was bowled over by India.
What bowled you over about India? I would really like to listen from you, you know.
I think it's what doesn't bowl you over. Number one are the people. I've never met people anywhere in the world like the Indian people. Their thirst for knowledge, their thirst to do well. Second one is about the culture. Now, I won't say I understand the culture completely. I mean, I don't think even a lot of Indians understand their culture, which is absolutely fine. But it's fascinating. I love the colour. I love the craziness. When my friends back in the UK ask me, you know, what do I love about India? Why India? And I say, India's like a tsunami. If you stand up against her, she'll knock you flying. If you go with the flow, you'll have the ride of your life. And for the last 16 years that I've been here, that's exactly what it's been for me.
You know, like from riding horses or training horses when you were a child, to now training corporate horses to win races and, you know, excel in that performance, and, you know, at the, you know, the trigger of the gun, you know, at the first shot, you run straight to win a race. You have traveled all over the world and seen so many properties. And how do you feel sitting here in the Hotel Crown Plaza in Rohini? They have been, it's a wonderful property, and we really love doing the show over here, you know, and it's been the talk of the town lately.
You know, it's a wonderful location, Sudarshan. I mean, look at it. Absolutely beautiful. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, there's one thing that I would like to know, you know, every person, you know, every human being goes through a range of things, you know. You don't carve yourself out because you want to carve yourself out that way. There are many things that happen. What is some incidents even in your life that shook you up, that where you felt you know you need to look at it in a different way?
Well, do you know, Sudarshan, about 4.5 years ago, I had some tragic events happen in my life. I lost 3 very important people to me, and all very, very suddenly. And that is when it hit home. I've always been a corporate kid. I've always wanted to set up my own business. And you know, if you're going to set up a business, India is the place. It's the land of opportunity. It's the land of the entrepreneur. And I took that moment to actually think, do you know what? If not now, when? If I don't do it now, when am I going to do it? So I took that opportunity, and literally that's when I came into the 3rd career in my life. I mentioned, you know, travel and the bank. Now I'm in my 3rd, you know, I'm nearly 58, and I'm in my 3rd career, which is being a business owner and running my own business, which is an amazing thing to do. And that was life-changing for me. And the thing I learned from that is, you know, even the worst things that happen in your life, there's a silver lining somewhere. You just have to look for it. There is a message in there somewhere.
Wow, so beautiful. So how's it going with your business? Like, is there a particular kind of range of clients or an industry that you cater to, or what's it like?
Yeah, so I work, as you know, in the area of employee engagement. Now, when anybody asks me what I do, as I always say, is I help employees fall in love with their organizations.
Wow.
It's that emotional connection, and it's all about leaders understanding how they can connect with the head and the heart. So I work predominantly with business owners, helping them increase their profits, increase their productivity, increase their employee engagement in ways that they've never even thought of before. Yeah, I work with corporates and I work with the big organizations, but my passion is the business owner, Sudarshan. I really feel that I've got a lot to give, and I can give a lot back working with business owners, helping them get their employees engaged in their organizations so they literally fall in love with their organization and don't want to work anywhere else.
And so that's how Transium was born. Your company?
Yeah, so Transium was born. We do leadership development and soft skills and behavioural skills as well, but I specialise predominantly in, or completely in, employee engagement, and that's how it was born. It was born out of a passion, and it was born out of a sense of really, you know, I feel as if this country has given me so much in 16 years. I just want to give back to it in any way that I can.
Philippa, before you go, there's a gift that we would like to give you. It is something befitting a true leader by our good sponsor, All My Craft. Dhanyavad, thank you so much. And before we leave, what is that one thing that you would like to say to our viewers as an inspiration that you have taken from your own life journey?
I would say, Sudarshan, live for today. Live for this moment. I believe we're all been put on this planet for a reason, and we need to fulfill that and just live for today. Tomorrow may never come.
Thank you so much, Philippa. We are so thrilled to have you here, and we look forward to hearing more from you later on. Thank you so much, friends. That was Philippa Mathewson. Her company is Transium. Do check it out on the internet. She's into employee engagement and one of the best that you can actually hire for your companies, right? Stay tuned as we will come back with another business leader, a different dimension altogether. You'll really love it.